Welcome back to Practically Political. I'm Dave Spencer. As always, it's great to have you with us.
And I'm Carrie Sheffield. Let's get right to it. Excited to have everybody here. And we've got a special guest for Practically Political. It's my friend and former colleague from Independent Women's Forum, Mandy Gunasekara. And Mandy is the author of this brand spanking new book called Y'all Fired. She's from Mississippi, hence the Southern Belle. It's called A Southern Belle's Guide to Restoring Federalism and Draining the Swamp. And Mandy was former President Donald Trump's chief of staff at the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, which was a wild ride. And she shares what happened. And we are poised here heading into the election for another wild ride if Trump wins again. So, Mandy, thanks for joining us here on Practically Political.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me, and it's wonderful to be with you and Dave.
Mandy, it's great to have you here. And I know you've sort of been in the inner workings of the Trump administration, so I always like to ask sort of to get a grounding as to where we are. But do you believe that Joe Biden won the 2020 election?
Yeah, in effect, ultimately, he took the White House. But I'll tell you this: I was in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. I was a part of the Lawyers for Trump, and I was a part of after the election day in 2020, where we were doing provisional ballots going back and forth. And if back then, I'm not sure if it's the same now. I think it is, but there were 4 requirements for a provisional ballot to be counted. This included the signing of an affidavit by the voter saying, testifying under consequence of law that they had not voted anywhere else, checking the signature, and then also checking the address of where they actually lived. And so I was a part of a team. There were about 8 to 12 of us, depending on the day, that spent about a week after the election in Pennsylvania painstakingly going through each of those provisional ballots. And there were quite a few that should not have been counted because either the affidavit was not signed, the signature did not match, or the address very clearly was someone who did not live in the county and in some instances did not even live in the state of Pennsylvania.